Hello everyone and welcome to Monday Mania, where we discuss everything that has happened in the world of triple threat promotions. I am your host, Cassie Willow. With me this week is Reno Phillips. We're discussing events between the 25th of October and the 1st of November this week. Firstly, triple threat promotions news. The next cross-promotion event will take place in December, hosted by World Championship CAWEs. Mai Nagano will be defending her Triple Threat Promotions Women's World Championship against 5 other women. We're awaiting confirmation on Nella's spot, based on her promo on PW 3 weeks ago, as well as an official date of the event from World Championship Cause. On to Ronin Pro news. We had Ronin Pro Season 6, Episode 17. Honky Tonk Bouncer would face Gaichi champion Paul Saturo. Honky Tonk Bouncer picking up the win. Havoc would face Mark Austin. Havoc picking up the win. Mason Frost would face Sid Sype. Mark Austin picking up the win. Nick Lincoln would face Sal Raparaz. Sal Raparaz picking up the win. Dirty Inc. would face Nikita Bolek and Gabriel Warren. Bolek and Warren picking up the win. Adam Irvin would face Lance Evers. Adam Irvin picking up the win. We had Ronin Pro Season 6 Fight Club, Episode 17. Overkill would face Rinmo. Overkill with an arguably lucky win. Powerwolf would face War. Powerwolf picking up the win. Caveman Ugg would face Golden Lion. Caveman Ugg picking up the win. Diesel Malone would face Golden Jaguar. Golden Jaguar picking up the win. Pat Rex would face Yuri. Yuri picking up the win. Respect champion Auric Acid would face Gacy. Auric Acid picking up the win. On to World Championship CAW's news. We had World Championship Kali's King of the Ring Part 1. Mama Samedi and House Macabre would face Sprinkle Star, Pua Kalani and Brienne of Mars. Team Mars picking up the win. We then heard from Sarah Saint ahead of her match. Gorgon would face Scourge as part of the King of the Ring tournament. Scourge making an incredible comeback after taking a beating from Gorgon. We saw trouble between the Iron Lassies. Bone would face WCC Anglo-American champion Thomas Colville, title on the line. Colville picking up the win and retaining. Bone tried to fight off a 3-on-1 attack after the match. We then heard from Starbuck and Power. WCC Tag Team Champion DJ Wolf would be at ringside for the next semi-final match of the King of the Ring as Nathan Sanders faced Nigel Renard. Nathan Sanders picking up the win. Sanders would shove away Wolf's handshake after the match. We had World Championship Cause, King of the Ring Part 2. Sarah Saint faced her sister and WCC Women's Champion Jessica Saint, title on the line. Brittany Beth came out part way through the match, Jessica Saint picking up the win. She shook Brittany Beth's hand after the match, Beth attacking her from behind. We then heard from Mama Samedi. Scourge would face Nathan Sanders in the finals of the King of the Ring. Nathan Sanders picking up the win. We then heard from Estin Roberts. Freddie Armani would face War Machine WCC champion, title on the line. War Machine got bust open early on, but still picking up the win after a hellish match. Ketch would show up after the match, delivering 3 vicious power bombs to War Machine. Ketch is exactly who I thought was the king figure that has been talked about is, and this spells a tough time ahead for War Machine and all of WCC. On to Zero Channel news. We had Zero Channel PWU The Grizzly Tournament 2024 Day 6. The Creed would face Ring Dojo. The Creed picking up the win. Bitter and Faith Aiko would face Errol Reyes and Naz Cartel. Bitter and Faith picking up the win. CJ Huntress would face Angeline Mendez. Mendez picking up the win. Oz would face Brooklyn Thompson in the first semi-final match of the Grizzly Tournament. Oz picking up the win. King Rikimaru would face Carmilla Noctum in the next semi-final match. King Rikimaru picking up the win. We had Zero Channel Brutal Bingo matches 2024. Again, I must note there has been no official announcement of the Brutal Bingo 2, though it has been talked about by the Triple Threat Promotions owners. However, these matches were to determine who would stay in PWU and who would be entered into the Brutal Bingo in the future. Edwin Ryder would face Pachinko. Edwin Ryder picking up the win. Razor would face Anthony Swanson. Razor picking up the win. Nike Wolf would face Spiky Dragon. Spiky Dragon picking up the win. Samantha would face Misty Storm. Misty Storm picking up the win. On to New Extremes Wrestling news. We had New Extremes Wrestling Nightmare before New Year 4. We would see Carl Abbott covered in blood. Sean O'Grady would speak in the ring before being attacked by Wyatt Harris. We would then hear from the Phantom. We then heard from Dare. Rico Carver would face Adam Irvin in their 5th match in their best of 7 for the NEW United Kingdom Championship. Rico Carver picking up the win. We then heard from Rick Weaver. Juan Gonzalez came to the ring, calling out Wyatt Harris for attacking Sean O'Grady, but was also attacked by Wyatt Harris. We heard from the Phantom. Simon and John Youngblood came to the rescue. We then heard from Piper Hacksaw, who revealed Mother's Children and the Savage Garden had formed an alliance and had taken Sam Youngblood. The next match had so many stipulations. The winner would have control of Magnum Opus. The loser loses their career in New. If Brad Morse loses, he forfeits his Invitational Cup spot, or Rick Weaver loses, he will fund the first year of Magnum Opus for Brad Morse. Brad Morse picking up the win. We then heard from Haku Ross. Jane Madison cashed in her golden ticket, making the NEW Women's title match a triple threat tag TLC match. It paid off, Excitement Express picking up the win and the championships. We heard from Ray Sullivan. Haku Ross then faced Ray Sullivan in an ambulance match, Haku Ross picking up the win. We then heard from Cowboy Roy. Diana Simmons would face NEW Women's World Champion Kathy Cross. Brittany Beth would cause a distraction, but Cynthia Violet would stop her reaching the ring. Diana Simmons would pick up the win and the title. We then heard from Eli Ward. Eli Ward would then face NEW Men's World Champion Cowboy Roy. Cowboy Roy picking up the win. Joe Freeman would then attack Eli Ward after the match. Over to Reno for his ratings.
Ronin Pro, Season 6, Episode 17. Honky Tonk Bouncer vs. Paul Saturo, 2 stars. Havoc vs. Mark Austin, 2 stars. Mason Frost vs. Sizip, 2 stars. Nick Lincoln vs. Sal Raparaz, 2 stars. Dirty Inc. vs. Nikita Bolek and Gabriel Warren, 3 stars. Adam Irvin vs. Lance Evers, 3 stars. Ronin Pro, Season 6, Fight Club Episode 17, Overkill vs. Rinmo, 2 stars. Powerwolf vs. War, 2 stars. Caveman Ugg vs. Golden Lion, 2 stars. Diesel Malone vs. Golden Jaguar, Pat Rex vs. Yuri, 3 stars. Auric Acid vs. Gacy, 3 stars. World Championship Cause King of the Ring Part 1. Mama Samedi and House Macabre vs. Sprinkle Star, Pua Kalani and Brienne of Mars, 3 stars. Gorgon vs. Scourge, 4 stars. WCC Anglo-American Championship, Bone vs. Thomas Colville, 4 stars. Nathan Sanders vs. Nigel Renard, 4 stars. World Championship Cause King of the Ring, Part 2. WCC Women's Championship, Sarah Saint vs. Jessica Saint, 4 stars. Scourge vs. Nathan Sanders, 5 stars. WCC Championship, Freddie Armani vs. War Machine, 5 stars. Zero Channel, PWU The Grizzly Tournament, 2024 Day 6. The Creed vs. Ring Dojo, 2 stars. Bitter and Faith Aiko vs. Errol Reyes and Naz Cartel, 2 stars. CJ Huntress vs. Angeline Mendez, 2 stars. Oz vs. Brooklyn Thompson, 2 stars. King Rikamaru vs. Carmilla Noctum, 4 stars. Zero Channel Brutal Bingo Matches 2024, Edwin Ryder vs. Pachinko, 2 stars. Razor vs. Anthony Swanson, 2 stars. Nike Wolf vs. Spiky Dragon, 2 stars. Samantha vs. Misty Storm, 2 stars. New Extremes Wrestling Nightmare Before New Year 4. NEW United Kingdom Championship, Best of 7 Match 5, Rico Carver vs. Adam Irvin, 4 stars. Brad Morse vs. Rick Weaver, 3 stars. NEW Women's Tag Team Championships, TLC, Excitement Express vs. The Outlaws vs. Foxy Valentines, 3 stars. Ray Sullivan vs. Haku Ross, 4 stars. NEW Women's World Championship, Diana Simmons vs. Kathy Cross, 4 stars. NEW Men's World Championship, Eli Ward vs. Cowboy Roy, 4 stars. This brings the weekly averages to 3TP-4.1 stars. New Extremes Wrestling, 3.6 stars. Ronin Pro, 3.2 stars. Zero Channel, 2.9 stars. Color TV, 3.6 stars. WCC, 3.5 stars. Sidebar, 2.8 stars.
Well, that's all from us for this week's show. Links to all the Triple Threat promotion shows we've covered can be found in the description of this video or on 3TP.page. We'll be back next week for another Monday Mania, next Monday at noon UK time. We'll see you then.